All right, so we're back on the record and ready for sentencing in People v. Brandon Pisarski. It's file 24-93317 FC. Counsel, you want to state your appearances, please?
Zachary McLennan on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Mike Vogler, representing Brandon Pisarski.
All right, and Mr. Vogler, if you had a chance to review the pre-sentence report and recommendations,
Yes.
do you have any additions, corrections?
I do, Your Honor. I guess we'll start on the very first page, basic information report. Middle of the page, it says mental health treatment, no. That should be yes.
All right, Agent Lesky, on the basic information report, the CFJ 101, just where it has just the yes or no for mental health treatment, it says no. Defense is asking for that to say yes. Under the narrative portion of the pre-sentence report, it does describe his treatment for a host of mental health issues. So if you could change that to yes. Any other changes, Agent Vogler or Mr. Vogler?
Yeah, on the first page of the pre-sentence investigation report at the top, where it's reciting the plea agreement.
Oh yeah, where it said the prosecutor dismissed count one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a count one had been dismissed by the court on defense motion. So that was not part of the plea agreement. Can you change under the plea agreement, in return, PA agrees to dismiss count two in file 93317. I suppose then you could add a statement at the end that count one had been previously dismissed by the court. Okay, Mr. Vogler, any other changes?
Staying on the same page, Your Honor, where it says psychiatric history, at the bottom. I think that should say yes instead of no.
Okay, Agent Lesky, so I always have a question about this on the first page of the CFJ 145, where it says psychiatric history, yes or no. What triggers that being a yes? Is that some prior hospitalization or just any mental health treatment? Because psychiatric history sounds a little bit narrower than mental health treatment history.
Yes, I agree, Your Honor. It's triggered by a computer system where we have to indicate yes or no on that.
Okay, and that would a yes only be triggered if there had been a prior hospitalization, or?
It's generally yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That was sort of my understanding about that there's no psychiatric here, I suppose. So we'll leave that as a no. The report overall does describe accurately the mental health diagnoses and treatment that Mr. Pisarski has received. Any other changes, Mr. Vogler?
Just continuing on then under evaluation and plan again, first paragraph, keeping with the plea agreement, indicates agree to dismiss count one.
Okay, so Agent Lesky, again, I know you didn't write these pre-sentence reports just coming aboard, but if you can look back and make these changes for us, I'd appreciate it. On the first paragraph of evaluation and plan, the same statement is made with regard to the plea agreement. So if you can just change that, the prosecutor did not agree to dismiss count one as an inducement. The court had previously dismissed count one on motion by the defense.
Then on under the criminal history number 12 of 13. What to do about that? That was a case.
Oh, yeah, and then I set aside the conviction. Okay. All right, so Agent Lesky, there's under the criminal history, offense 12 of 13 shows a conviction date of 7/24/24 jury and disposition. However, on appeal, this court set aside that conviction and remanded for new trial. So I think that should no longer reflect a conviction. and should not have a disposition. And is the matter still pending, Mr.
It's
McLennan?
been dismissed.
And then, oh, and then it was dismissed as part of this plea, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so actually the disposition could be that that case was dismissed. It should not show conviction. Any other changes, Mr. Vogel?
Yes, going on to page 9 with the marriage caption. Box there where it indicates the daughter, age 6. That would not be his daughter. He doesn't. He has a child on the way, but he's not a daughter.
That was his former significant other's daughter then? All right, so Agent Leskey, under the marriage portion of the pre-sentence report on page 9, the information in the chart does appear to be inconsistent with the narrative. The narrative describes no children of his own, but the chart does include a child. If you can just strike that daughter from that chart, apparently it is not his daughter. Mr. Vogler?
Okay, Your Honor. So on page 10, vocational/other training, where it says level completed 9th grade. I don't think that is, I don't think it's 9th grade. I think it's still a pending certification endeavor where he is, and it wouldn't be general studies, that would also be off. It's actually, Ross College thing is an attempt to be certified in medical billing, and that's required as part of his training. You see that?
Right, but I do, I mean, I don't know what you wanted to say. It does say,
Maybe the 9th grade.
I mean, maybe we just leave that blank. So Agent Leskey, under vocational other training, on the level completed an area of study, if you can just delete the 9th grade in general studies. And then I think just leaving that blank in conjunction with the narrative below does seem to accurately describe it, so.
And yeah, general studies, I think it should be actually medical billing certification, but that should be.
Okay, and that does indicate that in the narrative portion. All right, any other recommended changes?
I'm really sure something got cut off, page 10 going to 11. Under health. Page 11 at the top, just says cancer.
Right, and then that's supplemented, I think the physical health narrative does describe further about that.
Now that's it then.
Okay. And the advisory guidelines were scored at 0 to 9. Any scoring challenges?
I don't have any.
Mr. McLennan, any additions, corrections, or scoring challenges from the people?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Vogler, I did have a chance to review the materials that you submitted. Letter from a counselor, psychological monthly report, 2 letters from an employer. Also today reviewed a letter from about his medical situation, and also that transcript of the course of study that he's in right now. So I did have a chance to review those. Anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, sure. I know, I think Mr. Pisarski is looking strongly into the future now, and I think he's been laying groundwork since this occurred. to achieve what he needs to achieve going forward, so he's not going to be back here in this court or any other court. I think he will, if he were to be put on probation, I think he would successfully complete that probation. He's been working hard. His mother, of course, owns that company that he works for, but he's treated no differently there than any other employee. He has managers over him that have the power to fire him or otherwise critique his performance. He's working hard academically. The cancer that he suffered as a child, spent about a year hospitalized for that. He's coming back to the other side. And he recently had some surgery that has revealed that. He's sort of been putting off treatment on that. I wish he would have done that. I wish he would have jumped harder into it, regardless of what this court may do in terms of the sentencing. But he's got to face that too. So he's got a child on the way, a relationship. He's going to make it this time, I believe. I think he's well on his way to doing it.
Thank you. Mr. Pisarski, is there anything you want to tell me, Jason?
In People v. Brandon Pisarski, defense requested corrections to the pre-sentence report, citing prior dismissal details, education updates, and mental health treatment. Letters from counselors and employers showed improvement. Pisarski emphasized his recovery, counseling, and upcoming fatherhood, asking for probation and a chance to prove himself. The court reviewed all documents carefully.
No, I mean, like Mr. Vogler said, I've been working real hard since last year. I mean, I haven't gotten in trouble 5 years, even prior to that. It was just this incident, which was very unfortunate, you know, and I am sorry for the things that did happen. It went both ways in our relationship, you know, we were both just toxic for each other. So, but it shouldn't have went the way it did. And yeah, I haven't gotten in any trouble and I don't plan to. I didn't plan to this last time. It was 6 years, so I mean, my recovery is very important to me. I do counseling twice a week. I see my psych. I got a recovery coach. I do that at least 5 times a month, twice with my counselor a week. And
Thank you, Mr. Pisarski.
I just need a chance. That's all I need. Just need a chance to show like that I can do this, and I don't want to miss my baby born on the 28th. It's my first baby. I'm not even supposed to technically have kids, so it's kind of a miracle at that.
Since you're sharing some information, maybe I'll just ask you one thing. You say you just need a chance. I'm looking at, you've got 5 prior convictions for stealing. Didn't you get chances those times?
I mean, I did, but that was a long time ago, and I changed since then. You know, I'm not on drugs like I was. Drugs is what got me in trouble all those other times.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Pisarski. Mr. McLennan, any recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor, we do have a victim that would like to give a statement.
Okay. Want to come forward, ma'am? You can either stand at that bar if you want, or sit at council table, or whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, go ahead with anything you want me to know.
I do, within the part of our separation, I know you've seen us in here a few times now. And it wasn't just one incident. This was just the one that I actually was able to report and catch him on. And I still have yet to even be able to trust anybody. I sleep with a baseball bat next to my bed because of him and the treatment that he gave me, because he did relapse so hard on drugs where he didn't know what was real and what was fake, where he did put his hands on me as well previously to that. I came home after work and all of my belongings are torn apart, broken apart, thrown across the room, and he broke it into my safe, stolen my medication because he knew that'd be the only way that I would contact him, as I ignored him the best that I could through everything that had happened. And he did get in trouble within our relationship too. He's lying about that. He got in trouble for shoplifting from Walmart. He's not bringing that up. He's gotten in trouble other numerous times during our relationship as well. So, I'm just pointing out that that's a lie there. And I still have yet to even be able to physically trust anybody to like even open up to them. I remained within my small circle of like 3-4 friends, and that's it. And then the impact that it had on my daughter as well, once she found out what actually happened. Because I tried to shield her from what happened between me and Mr. Pazarski, but she wanted to know, and she's at the age where I let her know some of the details. And that has also put a huge emotional toll on my daughter to know the things that he did to me as well. So I actually have her in therapy, and she's now on medication as well, where I've always been in therapy and have psychiatrists too. And during the time we were together, he was also on those programs that he's claiming he's on now. He might be doing them more so now than when we were together, but he was doing them too at that time. But no, I still have yet to recover from that incident. And the multiple times that he came into the home when he should not have.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. McLennan, any recommendations then from the people? You can step back to the gallery.
Yes, Your Honor, and Your Honor alluded to this in questioning defendant. There's a history and a pattern here of the same type of offense over and over again. And when you're looking at his record, it looks like maybe he would have been done in 2018. He was given chance after chance. Here he is again last year doing the same type of crime. I would ask for, we have a 7-month jail cap. I'd ask for.
The victim described ongoing trauma, saying Pazarski's violence left her fearful and distrustful. Prosecutors noted his repeated theft offenses and relapse. The judge called the case bold, stealing medication during a civil standby, and sentenced him to 6 months in Presque Isle County Jail, plus $548 in costs and
I'd
assessments.
ask for 7 months. Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Pazarski, you're 34 years old. You have 3 prior felonies, some prior misdemeanor history. Most concerning as to what I previously alluded to, as well as the prosecutor. You've got 5 prior theft-related offenses, some misdemeanors, some felonies. This case is an attempt larceny in a building where you stole your ex-girlfriend's controlled substance pills from her home, well, from the home that you had shared during a civil standby while you're sent in to retrieve your belongings. So while law enforcement's like present at the scene for a civil standby, you're stealing her stuff, stealing drugs. That's pretty bold. And that's consistent with a history of you taking things that don't belong to you, whether it's from a store or from a car or from a house. You've done all those things.
I didn't take that.
Well, you entered a plea, so don't come today and tell me, sentence you as if you
No,
didn't
I'm
do
saying it
it.
wasn't like that though, but I do understand and.
Yeah, so you just keep taking stuff that's not yours.
I will,
On the other hand, you got a lot of good things going on right now, you know, with a good job, with some good education you're getting. You know, in a lot of respects, you'd be the kind of person I'd be looking to put on probation. It's the 5 prior thefts that's just really just hard to overcome. There is a sentence agreement with a cap at 7 months. I think maybe, and the Department of Corrections recommended 4 months jail. I think maybe a proportionate sentence would be, this is your 6th felony, or I'm sorry, your 6th theft conviction, a month per theft conviction. So 6 months in the Presque Isle County Jail. Credit for 1 day previously served. There's $130 crime victims assessment, $350 in court costs, $68 in state costs. You can file an appeal if you wish to the Court of Appeals by application. If you want me to appoint a lawyer for you, I would do so, but you'd have to ask me within 6 months. We're going to hand you a copy of your appeal paperwork right now and ask you to initial 1 copy for us. The other one is for you to fill out. When you're released from the jail, you can set up a payment plan to take care of those fines and costs. Good luck to you, Mr. Pisarski.